Alright guys, so while I'm waiting for the engine parts to come in for the 68 430, I figured I'd come over to the tank garage and show you guys my hoard of 400 parts. Now these right here are for tractors I don't even own. These are the oval style gas tanks in the early 400s. I actually have 3 of them. I also have an early 424 hood and I believe a 430 hood. I think is what's there, and there's actually an 812 hood back here, I think, and an 812 or an 810 hood on the other side. But anyhow, then I got two battery trays, and there's actually 3. This one actually came out of that 430, which is all red and painted over yellow. I haven't decided if I'll clean this up and put it back in, or if I'll just use this nice yellow painted one I got. Not a whole lot of stuff in it. I don't even know if that light bulb's any good that's in there. Never know what I find in here, but anyhow, looks like actually there's a snowplow spring back in there. Can you guys make that out? That's a snowplow spring. Did not know I had that. I have a bunch of bushings, and it looks like the lift, the handle, the stop mechanism on the side of the frame. Got some shift knobs here. There's some yellow, some yellow linkage. And the bar that goes back and works the shifter and stuff like that over here. And then this is more like 8,000 shift linkage part, short frame. It's actually for a 8162T, which I have that. I have the dash, and I may actually end up building that one day. I haven't done it yet, but there's an engine and transmission right there for it, and the seat pan. I see my battery's about dead, and I've only taken about 2 pictures, so I'll hurry along with this. I gathered up the front axle I had bought for this years ago, and there's an early style steering gear I must have got with the stash of 400 parts, because I didn't even actually know I had that. That's pretty scary, isn't it, guys? But I'm going to take it over and see if it's any better than the one I got, which I've done some stuff off camera, which I'll show you guys here momentarily. Hold on. So guys, here's some of the things I got out of the tank garage. Except for this dash. I've had this dash about the same time I've had all this stuff. But I bought this axle. If I started on this tractor in 2013, I bet you I had this axle in 2013 or 2014, I bet. Toolbox came from Rich's, along with this dash I've had for a while. This steering piece, I have no idea where it appeared from. It may have came from Rich's too, I don't remember. But here's what I've been up to on the tractor. As you guys can see, most of the yellow paint is still under there. Now some of this red paint, it comes off real easy. It seems like on wide flat spots, but on like the narrow top parts of the frame and stuff, it's hard to come off. In some spots, it's almost like it was prepped good but not good. And you can see I've been messing around with this a good bit over here. Wire wheel on the drill, and that's all I've been using is wire wheel on the drill. And it's coming back pretty good. You know, it's yellow. And I got the steering taken out of this thing because this had, I don't know if you guys will be able to tell, but this had one botched tire rod end on it. And years ago I welded a bolt on right here whenever I first got it to make it work, and I mean that worked for a while. You know, it was still working, but it was bent. And that may have been from me whenever I pulled this out of here, because I twisted the front end around and pulled it out. So yeah, that's what I've been up to till the motor parts come in. I have the pin out of the frame, and that actually came out pretty easy. Now what I might do, and what I'm debating about doing, is instead of just having a pin up top, I'm debating about welding a flat piece of metal to this, and then using the bolt hole that's right beside it, and put a bolt through it. And that way this pin, instead of wearing the frame out, the steering gear will spin on the pin, which is actually greasable, so you can put grease in it. Grease in it, guys. Jesus, people need to grease stuff. But, I mean, that's just what I'm up to. Nothing too strenuous or anything. This is Wednesday night. See, I actually recorded the motor video on Sunday. Something along those lines. So, yeah, that's what I'm up to. So the front axle I don't have to worry about. I already have a yellow one. For right now, I really don't want to get into painting this. You guys know me, I'm just not into painting stuff. But if push comes to shove, this is an early enough 430. I like this 430, and if I get all the corks worked out of it, I will take it back apart and paint it, as long as the engine holds together. And I have been looking for another motor for this for years, and I have never been able to find one. I just haven't been able to find one. I've looked high and low. Anytime you look at another 400 tractor, the motors are always missing off of them. Every Kohler one I find around here that is in any kind of crappy shape or anything, the motor's gone. I think everybody took them and put them on the Kohler powered walk behinds. I really think is what they did. So for right now, guys, that's going to be it for this update. And I didn't actually show any work, but sometimes harvesting the parts is half the fun. And remembering what I have in the tank garage, which I don't always remember, but story for another day. And like I mentioned before, I don't want to go changing a bunch of stuff because this is a 68 430, and a little bit of stuff is different. Like I'm not sure if the seat support bar, I don't know if it's supposed to be bent like that. I don't know if you guys can see it in the camera or not. In person you can, and pictures you can, but just a lot of little stuff which I just don't know. This is the first 400 I had, and I did not realize what it was when I bought it or started screwing with it. And one more tractor I would love to add to the arsenal would be an early 424 with a starter generator on it. I know I talk about it a good bit. I can't remember. I know RW3 Dog has a 424. That was the one I think the planetary was exploded on. Did Ralph ever get that going? I don't remember. But I'd like to have an early 424 with a starter generator set up, and then that would be good enough for my 400s lineup, because I have a 430, this 430 Kohler 68. I have a 71 430 Onan NB. I have a 71 450. And I have the it's either 70 or 71 432, but I'm pretty sure that was originally a 424 frame and transmission anyhow, because only 424s were orange. I bet you a lot of you guys didn't know that. 424s were actually orange their whole life. And if you see a red 430, they were repainted by somebody. They were yellow. As far as I know, 400s, I think they were only red for 1 year, and that may have been 70. I'm gonna say 72, perhaps. I don't know if I've ever seen a factory red anything 400, because the 800 series came out in 72 with the 816, and then obviously they added more on from there, and my 74 812 was the second year of the 800s. It's an early 800s. Early 800 with keyed clutches, I'm sorry. But alright guys, that's going to be it for tonight. This update. And I'll catch everybody on the next one. Later. I spent the first hour I was out here working on my damn heater. Igniter was not igniting. Tested it for power, good. Hooked the spark plug up, good. Igniter not working, take it out, look at it, start working, put it back in, it works. Go figure that out.